Hey, this is Mike with GuruFire. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get paid for all the work that you do on GuruFire. So whether you are a tutor and you're selling appointments, or a course creator and you're selling your course content, or something else, this is something you need to do to actually collect payments from your customers. So first thing you want to do is follow our other video on how to create a mentor profile, and you want to verify your email address and phone number because that is required to set up your merchant account. And otherwise, let's get started. So I'm going to start here on my school profile page, or your mentor profile page that were created in that first video. And I've done some more work since then. I've added some courses, I've added some appointment blocks. And so you might not be there yet, but that's fine. You can set up your payments as soon as you secure your mentor profile, or you can wait until you have some courses to sell. It's up to you. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and see what's on our page here. Here's a few courses. And I've got some office hours in here, and I've got a plan summary at the bottom. Now the plan summary, it says what my current plan is, but we're going to focus on this enable payments button. And all right, so now we're taken to our Stripe payments page. It says at the bottom, Connect Flow has not been started. What the Connect Flow means is your connection to Stripe, because Stripe is going to do all the credit card processing. But okay, so we're not connected yet. Let's go ahead and do that. And you see here, there's a Connect Payments button. I'll start there. And it's going to take us over to Stripe. So it'll say here that Nexel Software is using Stripe for secure payments. Nexel Software is the company name that runs GuruFire. So over here, we're going to get started by signing into Stripe with our email address and password. And if you have two-factor already on your other Stripe account, if you have one, you'll use that. Now the first thing we'll want to do on the setup of this account or sub-account, whichever it is for you, is you pick your business location. Obviously, that's where your business is. Now, are you a business or are you an individual on this second question? So individual would be someone who is not registered a company with their Secretary of State in their home state or in any state. So you are just, maybe you're just doing tutoring on the side and you're just going to make a little bit of money doing some extra tutoring, then you might want to pick individual. They do have a support article here. I would read that to determine which is really the right one for you. But if you have registered an LLC or a corporation with your Secretary of State in your state, then you do want to pick company. All right, and on business structure, if you are an individual or otherwise, sole proprietorship would be the closest. If you did register with the state, you'll want to pick the one that you actually registered for with the state. And I'm going to continue. Read their support article on what is the right one for your situation. All right, so the next step here is they want to know something about the business. EIN, I'll go ahead and fill that in for Nexel Academy. I'm going to blur that out. Or your SSN if you don't have a business. And so then our industry, we're going to pick whatever is closest. For me, it's vocational school. And then a business website. This could vary in what it could be. So if you currently already have a marketing website for your school or for a tutoring business that you do, go ahead and enter that website. If you don't have a website yet, that's fine. GuruFire gives you a way to build a simple, easy page on your Guru profile, and we have other videos on how to do that. It makes it really easy. And if you do that and you want to use that as your website, then remember when we did the first video and we set up our mentor profile, there's a spot for pick a domain name for your school. I typed in Nexel Academy in that box, and so my domain name for my website is nexelacademy.gurufire.com. And so you can put that here if that is your only website. If you have another marketing website, I would go ahead and use that. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my separate marketing site I already have outside of GuruFire. That's what applies best for me. And then your product description. This is, what are you going to sell to people on this platform? And on the next step, business representative. This is about you, the business owner. So I'm going to enter my name, my email address is from the prior step, my birth date, I'm going to blur that out. That's some PII there. We don't need to share in a video. And then what is your address? I'm going to go ahead and enter an address here. I can change it later. And then what is your phone number? And then your last four of your social security number. Now, if you have not already had a Stripe account, this might prompt you to enter the whole social security number. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. And now, where do you want your money to go? You need to tell Stripe where to put the money. So go ahead and if you have a business bank account for this tutoring business or school business, then use the bank account for that business. If you don't have one because you're an individual, you can use a personal account. So we just pick that. You got to agree and continue. We're going to log into our bank website now through here. Now this is in a window that the other window is listening to, so Stripe is going to get a response from this window, but it can't see everything you type here. It's not going to see your name and password that you see in this box. This is directly, if you notice the URL here at the top, onlinebanking.usbank.com, I'm on the US Bank website. So only US Bank is getting your username and password to your bank account. All right, thought I'd clarify that. Let's go ahead and enter that, and I'm going to log in. And the next step here is just information about what is going to be shared. Read through as much as you want here, but ultimately you need to hit authorize if you want to continue. So I'm going to do that. And then which bank accounts at that bank do you want Stripe to know about? You really only have to pick one, and that's the account you want it to deposit in. It's connecting this data into Stripe now. And we could save this information and link. I don't really necessarily see a need for that, so I'm going to skip that. Now your account is created on Stripe for your bank account, and notice now Stripe on the Stripe page here it shows my bank account, and I blurred out the account number for the video, but it is there on the page for me. And then when do you want to get paid out? This is the big question. Like if you pick manual, you won't ever see money in your bank account unless you go to the Stripe portal and say, give me a payout. Keep in mind that's the default. If you don't want that and you want to get paid out automatically, then pick the next checkbox here for automatic. All right, so I'm going to do that. And do you want it to be every week, every day, or every month? I'll continue there. And now here's for the credit card statement. This is very important that you pick something the customer will recognize. Make sure you pick the name of your business if you have a business, or if you're a personal tutor and your school page says your name, tutoring, put that name in here. I'm just going to pick Nexel Academy for the longer one because it fits. The shortened one, it doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to cut something down. So I'm going to take it down to just the first word, Nexel. Next thing it wants to know is your customer support number. All right. And then for the support address, it's the business address. Now, if you entered a campus location on GuruFire for your school, this will come in pre-filled with what you entered there. If you didn't create a campus location on GuruFire yet, then you'll have to fill this out yourself. All right, and continue. Now this next one about giving to charity, this is really totally optional. And the next thing is taxes. I would look at their help documentation here and fees and see what is right for you. And then the last thing is let's review and make sure everything is correct. If something is not correct here, hit the edit button for that section. And then at the end, agree and submit. All right, so one of the common problems is when you come back that the GuruFire page shows a blank page. If that's what happens, just hit the refresh button in the top browser and it'll load up again. It doesn't always bring you back to the right page. And then go ahead and let's go ahead and log back in. And here we are. So go ahead and view that school on the profile, and here we are. Notice at the bottom, it still says enable payments. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that again just to see what's going on. Now at the bottom, that message, please complete setup at Stripe. There's a couple things that can be going on here. One, you might need to go to stripe.com, log in, and see if there's a pending item they want. Sometimes they want you to submit a document. It could just be that they didn't sync the data back down to us just yet, so you might just need to wait a few minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait a few moments and try verify again. Okay, and then the next thing you can do is try signing out and back in. Sometimes it's just this makes the time pass, and sometimes it's just that it makes it take a moment to go out and get the data again. So I'm going to log back in, and let's see, it's not showing my school. Just hit refresh real quick. Okay, there it is. And drill in, go to the bottom. Oh, and I don't see the enable payments button anymore, so it's done. So we can also hit Stripe options here to see what our Stripe connection fees might be, because Stripe does charge fees for credit card processing, but you can get those fees reduced if you have a high volume. Let's go ahead and check and see what it looks like for a customer. So I'm going to copy the URL at the top from the address bar, And then I'm going to open a new incognito window from this top menu, and I'm going to paste the URL in there. This just allows me to see the page without being logged in, to actually see what it looks like and not just simulate it. And as I'm scrolling down here, I'm seeing there's no plan section at the bottom because that's only for admins of the school. But I can sit here and I can pick an appointment and book it if I was signed in. So it's going to say you have to sign in to book hours. And I can go ahead and check out a course as well. And I could hit get started if I want to enroll in this course. So if you do either of those things, it'll prompt you with a payment dialog, just like you'd see for any kind of payment e-commerce website. And they'll ask for the customer for their credit card number and they'll take the payment. And when it comes back, they'll have access to the course, or the booking for their appointment will be complete. So you can go and test it if you want. I'd recommend at least testing it once just so you feel good about it. But you really don't need to. If the enable payments button is gone below, then it does work. So that's it. So check out our other videos on how to now market your website. You want to bring people in to see your courses and your appointments so that they book time with you. So we'll check that out later. We also have a course search page so people can just find you naturally on their own. But sometimes it's better to actually be proactive and post a link to your page to let people know you're there. So I would recommend you do that as well. And we've got other videos for those things, for those items. Talk to you next time.